Good morning, all the viewers. Good morning, students, teachers, principals, and all the Model School family. This is Muhammad Riazuddin, Principal, Telangana Model School, Jarasangam from Sangareddy districts. Now we have the webinar session for inter second year commerce and accountancy. The topic is computerized accounting system. Students, the weightage of this chapter is 7 marks. You will get one 5 marks question and one 2 marks short bit. So this is very important topic. Nowadays, everywhere, if you see, the accounting are under the computerized softwares only. So it's necessary for all the students to learn and listen this topic carefully, which is most useful in your coming days. In the today's topic, we used to learn about computerized accounting system, its meaning, importance, features, advantages, limitations, and what will be the difference between the manual accounting and the computerized accounting system. Now, the today's session is going to be handled by Venkat Ramarao sir, PGT Commerce from TSMS Jakkapalli, Narsapur, Medak district. You all the students, this Ramarao sir is well known to all of you. So I request Ramarao sir to handle the session. Now over to Ramarao sir.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all the respected principal ma'ams, sirs, teachers, and my dear students. I welcome you all to my session on computerized accounting system. And this is part of our accountancy part. And you all know me, okay? Like, I'm working as a PGT Commerce in TSMS Jakkapalli. And subject coordinator for this topic is like Muhammad Riazuddin sir. He is principal TSMS Jarasangam, Sangareddy district. I welcome you all to my session. And before we get started and get connected to this topic, I want you all to get ready for this session. And what you have to have, keep a notebook and pen to note the points. And follow the session carefully, because this is going to be a stepping stone for you to understand the computer world. And if you miss a point, you always have a playback on YouTube. So just go to the YouTube channel, play it again and again, and you can understand very easily. Even in the first instance, you can understand, no issues, okay? And I want everyone to actively participate, okay? And type your answers in the chat box. And focus on answering in chat box and don't stop chatting, okay? Don't say like hello, other things and all, okay? Just focus on the topic. It's very nice, very interesting, okay? So what is that we are going to learn? The learning objectives which we have in this session and coming sessions as far as computerized accounting system is concerned. So we will be trying to understand what is the meaning of computerized accounting system, and we'll see what is its importance, features, advantages, limitations, and as we progress, we'll try to understand what is the difference between manual and computerized accounting, okay? And most importantly, by the time we complete the topic, we'll try to understand what are the accounting softwares we'll be using as far as accounting is concerned, okay? Before I really get into this topic, I want you all to get acquainted with the terminology, okay? Terminology in the sense, like computer words, certain words I'll be using. So I want you all to make sure that this terminology you're understanding. And if you have any questions, you type in the chat box. Okay. First thing, like you all are familiar with the word software, right? So can you make a guess? I already gave you the answer. Like what is a software? Anyone? Like if you know in simple words, you can always type. But what you need to understand before we go into this topic is a software is a set of instructions or a program, okay? So what is that we are trying to do with the software is we are trying to tell the computer what it has to do, okay? So we are giving certain instructions to the computer. That we call it as software, okay? I'll come to make you understand to the word software more, okay? when I come across the word operating system, but right now you need to understand that when I refer to a software, it is a set of instructions that are being given, okay? And software can be anything like, Windows 10, Windows 7, okay? All these are softwares. And operating system, I will add to the meaning of software further, don't worry about it, okay? So basic meaning of software, you are already acquainted with. Now let's go for hardware. What is hardware? It's hard, right? And I'm just kidding. You know what it is, right? What it is? Hardware. It is related to all the things, physical components of an electronic system or a computer. I'll show you what it is, okay? Let's go here. Do you see here? What do you see here? A printer. You have got a USB cable, okay? And you have got a headphone. You have got a computer system, a hard disk. So all these physical components, we call them as part of our hardware. This is what you have to understand. Sir, I didn't touch computers anytime. I don't know what is computer and all. You are using your mobile, right? So you don't, it's almost like a computer. So you need to understand that, okay? Say, for example, if you're talking from your mobile point of view, since you're using a smartphone, even to listen to this class, okay, what I would say is your mobile phone is part of your hardware, right? And you're going into that to watch my class. So you are pressing YouTube, okay? Or you're pressing some other website. So how we are able to do that? By using software. And you're all using Android phones, right? So software, from that perspective, you need to understand. Now I'm getting you to get acquainted with a new word, like another word, operating system. So what is an operating system? Anyone can make a guess? Okay, here is what you need to understand about an operating system. If I directly talk to a computer, talk in the sense if I give instructions to a computer in English or any other language, do you think that computer will understand? No. Okay, so what acts in between to make computer understand what you are saying is an operating system. Again, I'm telling you this, operating system acts as an interface between the user. That means I'm using the computer. Right now I'm using the computer, right? So I'm giving a presentation. So I'm opening a PPT and I'm pressing the button, I'm clicking the button, and the PPT, all this slide is displayed in front of you. Okay, so how is the computer able to understand this? It is because of the operating system. Earlier, just now, I was introducing you about the word software, right? Where I said a set of instructions, we call it as a software. The programs, we call it as a software. So what is that software is doing? It is instructing the computer what to do, right? So where you will place this software, you will place this software in your operating system. Okay, don't worry too much about the technicality of this, but basic understanding I'm telling you. So as a student, step back and think what I'm saying about. Okay, so when I'm talking about hardware, I'm talking about all the physical components of your computer, like your monitor, your printer, even the USB cable, all this form part, your camera, all this form part of your hardware component. I'm clear about that, right? Okay. Software is nothing but the set of instructions. So you don't have to really see where is my software and all. So what you have to do if you want to introduce software into your computer, you already have an operating system. What is that? Let us say Windows. So Windows is an operating system. So what is it doing? It is also a software. Don't forget that. Okay, operating system is also a software. What it is doing? It is acting as an interface between the user. User means you are the person who is using the computer, right? You are the person who is using the mobile, right? Okay. So it acts as an interface. That means whatever the instructions the user gives, that instructions it will take to the computer to make it understand. Why this is happening? Because computer can understand only two things, on and off. That means 0 and 1. Let us not go deep into that aspect, okay? But you need to understand an operating system when we are talking about, it acts as an interface. Okay, clear. Now the next question that comes to my mind is, fine, is operating system a software? Yes. What is a software? A set of instructions. Clear. Okay. What is a hardware? All the components related to that, we call it as hardware. Fine, sir, very nice, we understood. Then what is accounting software? So whatever the accounting instructions that you put into the computer, that you place in your operating system, will become your accounting software. We'll come to that, don't worry. Okay, let's go further. Let's see. Now, I'll be using the word data very frequently in this topic, okay? So when I say data, okay, what you need to understand. So what you need to understand is, it is the characteristics or a kind of information, okay? Characteristics, let us say characteristics, okay? Normally they are numeral in nature. Numerical in the nature in the sense you can count them, you can measure them, okay? So all those things, we call it as data. Say for example, you are in intermediate class, right? Second year. So if I'm trying to collect data about your class, what would I say? I would say like how many girls are there, how many boys are there, okay? In total, how many students are there in school? Like that, when I'm trying to collect some characteristics or information, that forms part of your data. Okay, clear? Now, if you are structuring this data, if you are placing it in a systematic way, and if you are in a position to access this in future, then where you have placed, where you have structured this data will be our database. Okay. Now, a simple example I will give you before I go further into our topic, okay, so that you can appreciate what are the things I'm talking about. So now we are familiar with data and database, okay. Let's take a example of a hotel, okay, simple example. For a minute I'll talk so that you'll get acquainted with this topic, okay. So there are, let us say, 50 rooms in that hotel. So how many rooms are there? 50 rooms. Fine. How many AC rooms are there? Let us say 20 AC rooms are there. How many non-AC rooms are there? Let us say 30. Remaining 30. So total 50 rooms, right? Okay. So, and in these 30 non-AC rooms, you know that there are single rooms and you know there are double rooms, right? Okay. All this information you are storing in a particular place. So if I'm going to the hotel fellow, receptionist fellow, or front desk user, and I'm saying, I want a room in your hotel, then what he will say, sir, do you want a AC room or non-AC room? How he is able to say? By operating it on his computer. So where is he looking into? He is looking into database. What is that he is looking into? He is looking into my requirement. Say for example, I am saying, I want a non-AC room. Then he will search in his computer. That means he will search in a software. What is he searching? He is searching the database. What is that database all about? It is nothing but the information or the data that is about that particular hotel. How many rooms are there? 20 AC rooms, 30 non-AC rooms. So total data is there at one place. And why is he searching it? He wants to know whether that rooms are vacant or not. So I asked for a non-AC room, a single room. So he will go into the computer, he will search his database and he will see whether the room is vacant or not. So this is what you need to understand, the concept. Okay. So if you are structuring your data and if you are placing it at one point, then we call it as database. Okay. Don't say point word, okay, but still I'm saying structured set of data which is held in a computer, it becomes database. So I can check the data like the way I want. Suppose I'm giving the hotel example. In that I can check how many AC rooms are there, how many non-AC are there, how many AC rooms are occupied, how many non-AC rooms are not occupied. All these I am able to see or check because everything is placed in a database. This is what you need to understand as far as the terminology is concerned. So as a student, I need to understand what's a software and what is hardware, what is operating system, what is data, what is database. Clear, right? I will not come back to the hotel example again. Just for your understanding of these words, terminology, I use them. We will be going more and more deep into our accounting subject. Okay, fine. So we have already seen the examples of hardware and our concept, computerized accounting system. Okay, so if you take the earlier decades, like when your computer was not in vogue, that means when it is not familiarized among users, among people, okay, then everything was done manually, right? Okay, so in our computerized accounting system, when it comes to the concept of computerized accounting system, we are switching over from manual accounting system, you know, right? What is that? Right from journal till the reports are generated. We do everything manually. Manual in the sense physically, human being will be doing that. So I'll be using that word also, manually. Okay. So here, when we talk about computerized accounting system, what we are doing, we are processing the financial transactions or our transactions, accounting transactions. And remember that we are processing these financial transactions on a computer accounting system. And what is the guideline which we'll be following? We will be following GAAP, okay? Generally accepted accounting principles. That you have to remember. First year, first topic, you cannot forget it, okay? You have to remember that. So, okay, sir, fine. What is computerized accounting system? Still, I didn't get it. Okay, fine. We'll see. What is that you see here? Computer, right? And what is that you are talking about? Accounting, right? So, when you are inducing or integrating your accounting with your computer, okay, then what it forms into, what it synergizes into, it becomes computerized accounting. This is the simple thing which you need to understand as far as computerized accounting system is concerned. That means you are using a computer to do your accounts, simple terms, very simple. And the whole thing is called as computerized accounting system. System, you already know the meaning of it, right? So many times we have come across system word. What is that? It is a set of processes. Many things takes place in that, right? Okay. And when we say, why do we use computers anyway? I'm asking you, why do we use computers? Type one word is enough. Type it. Why do you use computers? Okay, I want everyone to respond. Why do we use computers for accounting? First thing anyone will answer is, it is for the speed, for the quickness, right? If you want to do something very quickly, complete the task very quickly, then you have to depend on your computers, right? Okay. Now, when it comes to computerized accounting, what are the things we have to take care of? We have to take care of the principles. What are those principles? In the very first year accounting, when you are studying about your accounting, you have learned about accounting principles. What are they? They are both your concepts and conventions. I'm not going deep into that, but just to remind you that we have got concepts like separate entity concept, okay, which is also known as business entity concept, matching concept, okay, like that. There are certain concepts, okay, and we have got conventions, okay, convention of disclosure, okay, like that, conservatism, like that. We have got conventions. All of them together are called as accounting principles. Why do we need accounting principles? Because we have to follow them. We means who? The accountants who are preparing your accounts have to follow the accounting principles. And with whose help you are following these accounting principles? You are taking the help of computer. Okay. So when we are talking about computer, what is that we are talking? When we are talking about computer, what is that? It is the automation thing that we are talking about. You don't need to do everything manually.
Amen.
Okay? Clear? Okay. Let's move on. Okay? And as far as computer is concerned, we have got a word called as operating environment. Okay? I talked about operating system, but here I'm talking about our accounting operating environment. We'll see what it is all about. Okay? So when I talked about computerized accounting system, to simplify the things, it is nothing but your computers plus your accounting principles. That means your accounting, right? Okay. And accounting process, you all know. So if you are structuring that what your accounting principles and the way you have to follow and how you have to record, okay, in your computer with the help of software, okay, when you are structuring that, then what it becomes? It becomes the operating environment. For what? For your accounting, which we call it as computerized accounting system right now, right? And the printers which you use and any other thing which you use related to our accounting, okay, to bring out the output of your accounts, all that come under the purview of your computerized accounting system. Step back and think what I am talking about. I introduced you to what is a computerized accounting system. Simple terms, your computer plus accounting is equal to computerized accounting. And we know that whatever the computer is there in which you will be doing your accounts and other things, has to follow certain rules, okay, principles. And for that reason, they have to structure their data or computer software. Okay, so that forms part of our operating environment. Am I clear? Okay. So I asked you a question like saying that what is the importance of our computerized accounting? Why should we go for or depend on computers, or why should we go for computerizing of our accounting? And just to remind you, like accounting cycle, you have to remember, and we know when we are going for accounting cycle, first thing we'll do is we'll record the transactions. We'll like first basic step. Okay, we will be writing them in journal, and then it will be followed by ledger and all those things, right? Okay. Finally, you'll get your final accounts and the reports to interpret them. Now let us go. Now our focus is shifting towards computerized accounting. Okay, we know about accounting and what is the importance of computerized accounting, that we will try to see. Okay, first thing is, what is the benefit of your computerized accounting? I already asked you this question. Okay, so what it does, if you are adopting computerized accounting, first thing it will save is, it will save lots of time, and it is like your cost will be minimized. Why and how? Say for example, if you are involving human being to do your accounting, what he has to do? He has to pick up the journal, write the journal entry, then he has to post into ledger, okay, balance it, and he has to prepare a trial balance, then he has to prepare final accounts. Like that, he has to continue the process. But when it comes to computer, it will not take that much of time. Once you give the input, you will get the output or result very quickly. So it saves a lot of time for your organization. And your organization, the organization means your business organization. It does not have to hire those many people. You don't require junior accountants and accountant, senior accountant, like that. You don't need so many people or people who are working on your accounts and all. So it saves a lot of time and cost for your organization. Okay. And another importance here, like another important point that you have to think about your computerized accounting is, say for example, if an auditor comes to your organization, business organization, let us imagine that you are following manual accounting. Okay, manual accounting in the sense you are not following any computer, you are not having any computer software, okay, for accounting and all. So you are just following the usual traditional method of manual accounting. So he is saying, come on, give me March 31st ending, this 2020 March 31st ending profit and loss account. Okay. Then you will go, you will open the file, okay, and you will try to search where it is and you will give it. If it is a older one, like 2015 March 31st, you have to search further. Okay, and you don't know where you have kept your files and all, though you are properly managing everything and all, so it will take time. Okay, so your organizing of your information of your organization, it becomes difficult and it may be clumsy or it may not be clear or you may not be knowing where it is if you are following a manual accounting method. So when it comes to computerized accounting, it can be very organized. You have everything in your computer. So just type it, you will get it. And as far as storage is concerned, you can store lots of data in your computer. Okay. Computer in the sense, don't think that this monitor and all this, that's it. No, you have to have your backup. Okay. So you have to have your storage capacity based on that. But whatever the data that is there, you can simply carry also, like you can use a flash drive. Okay. And as far as the distribution aspect is concerned, distribution in the sense, earlier, if somebody needs information, okay, or if something is happening in the other part of your organization, or if something has to go to the other part of organization, it is very difficult. Everything you have to communicate manually or pick up a phone and talk. The other person may understand or may not understand, like that. So distribution aspect is a very challenge as far as manual accounting is concerned. But when it comes to computerized accounting, all these things you can just do it with a click of a button. Okay. So, and most importantly, management of your reports, that means your profit and loss account, your balance sheet, okay, and other statements which you require. Those things you can easily generate using your computerized account. Okay. And don't forget your compliance. Compliance in the sense you have to obey the law, right? We have got regulatory authority. So every company or organization, they have to submit their final accounts. Okay. They have to show how much profit they have got and what is the tax compliance they have to follow and all. For that also, if it is like, yeah, you will take time. But if it is computerized accounting, we can like strictly follow those rules and all without any hindrances. Okay. So step back, think what we have talked about. I introduced you to certain words like data, okay, and I talked about software, hardware, computerized accounting, and I talked about computerized environment, okay, operating environment of our accounting. Then I talked about importance of computerized accounting. Why it is important for our organization to go for computerized accounting. Okay, these are the things which we talked about so far. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, sir, fine. I understand what you are saying. Okay. What is the process involved in computerized accounting? So what happens and how it comes out? Okay. What is the overall process in the sense, say for example, as a student, what you need to understand is, if I'm following manual accounting, okay, what I will do, I will write the journal, okay, I'll post them into ledger. Like that, we have got a process, and finally you will be getting your you will be preparing your profit and loss account and balance sheet and all those things, right? That we know, that is the process, right? Similarly, what is happening here in computerized accounting? Okay, so 3 stages are there as far as process of computerized accounting is concerned. Like I can classify these into many steps and many stages and all, but 3 broad categories are there. What is that? You have to have the input. What is that? Input. Input in the sense, what is the transaction that has taken place? And you are inputting it into computer software, accounting software. So what it does, it processes that data related to that transaction. And from where, I already told you, it goes into the database, checks it, okay, it processes it, and finally it comes out with output. Output in the sense what you require, what is the result, or what is the statement which you require. Okay, so it checks that, it gives that for you people as an accountant. Okay, clear? Okay, we'll see more in detail about this. I said input, right? So what is the basis of transaction? Sorry, you have talked about so many things, but how it is happening in computerized accounting, let's be more clear. Okay, all these type of ideas will come into your mind. Now let us see what's happening here. So I said we are inputting it and there is a process, it is checking its database, and finally you are getting the output. Okay, we are inputting transaction details, I told. Okay, clear? Clear. Where you are inputting? Into the accounting software which your organization is using. Clear? Okay, fine. Now let us see. Say for example, you have an invoice, right? What invoice? Let's say a purchase order is there. So where you will be writing? You will be writing in your purchases book, right? Clear? Do you remember the subsidiary books which we have studied in our first year? Okay, fine. And if you have the invoice regarding a sales order, you will record it in your sales book. Okay. Cash bills, cash book. Checks, bank book. Okay. Debit note, purchase returns book. Credit note, sales return book. Bills, bills receivable and bills payable. Now understand how we are doing this. If it is in manual accounting, what are you doing? You are entering into the concerned books, purchases book, sales book, cash book, etc. Okay, cash book and bank book both can be one and the same when we talk about 3-columnar cash book. Okay, otherwise we have got like 8 subsidiary books with bills receivable book and bills payable book. So you all remember those things. So accordingly, we are writing them. That means instead of writing everything in one journal, you are writing in all subsidiary books. First year topic we remember, right? So what is the source of for all this information? We have got invoice, which is a purchase order invoice or sales order invoice, like that. Okay. Now in computers, what's happening? We are giving this input, and based on the data that is available, it is processing it. It is storing the data. First thing is, when a transaction takes place, say for example, I purchased, I in the sense business. I always tell you that we have to think from business point of view. So when I say I, it is from business point of view. So my business, RR Brothers, you remember, right? RR Brothers. So RR Brothers, it's a cloth showroom. So when I purchased clothes to sell them again to customers, what I will say, I purchase. So I will store the data. What is the data? I purchased from some K supplier, Kumar suppliers. Okay, so Kumar suppliers has given me those clothes. So I will record that, right? If it is manual accounting, I will write and I will show in purchases book. Am I clear? Okay, clear, right? Simple. And I'll pay him later. After my purchases, everything is cleared, I'll pay him. That is a different story. I'm not going into that. So what is that I'm doing here in computerized accounting? When I say I purchased from Kumar, that information gets stored. Okay, clear? And when I'm looking into my outputs, say for example, I purchased 10,000 rupees worth of clothes. So my manager is coming and he's saying, okay, Ramaro, tell me how much purchases we have made today. So if it is manual accounting, what will I do? I will take out the purchases book. I will take the purchases account, everything. I'll try to cross check, find out things and all. And finally, at the end of the day, sir, today I made 10,000 rupees purchases. But in computerized accounting, a click, okay, a click of the button in your software, what it does, accounting software, if I'm using, if I press on the purchases thing, immediately I will get the output saying that you have purchased 10,000 rupees worth material. So how this is happening? You have already inputted that information and that data is stored somewhere. Okay. And based on your requirement, you are getting the output. I gave you an example of your purchases, but there are other things which we can talk about: final accounts, financial statements. All these things are based on your input which you are giving. Clear? Okay. So, sir, still you tell me basically what is that we are doing here? Nothing. Whatever the things you are doing in our accounting, regular accounting, those things you are doing with the help of your computer. Simple computerized accounting is nothing but that. Okay. Okay. But okay, you told me that whatever the things we are doing manually, that we are doing from computer point of view. Are we doing everything in computer? Then what is the use of having computerized accounting software? There is no use, right? We can't say like that. Am I clear? Just now I made a statement saying whatever the process that we are following in our regular accounting, the same process we are following in our computerized accounting. Okay. The next question that comes to my mind as student is, if we are following the same steps as we are following in manual accounting is physical accounting, like what we do, right? So if we are doing the same thing, then how come computerized accounting is so effective, so quick, so accurate and all those things? So to give that answer, okay, I'm telling you now, we will not be doing each and everything which we were doing manually. We will just do a few steps from where your computer will do everything. Okay. So you can be the luckiest person if you are onto a computer software, and if you are familiar with your computer software, okay, you can just play with that. But definitely remember your principles. All right. Okay. Your accounting principles. That is very important. Okay. Let us see. First step, I always tell you to remember our accounting cycle, right? First, recording of the transactions. So after recording the transactions, the regular standard thing is we write it into journal, right? So you'll be making journal entries. Why? To have a systematic recording of your transactions. What is the principle which you follow? Type the answer. To write a journal entry or our accounting or bookkeeping is based on a principle. What is that? Everyone type the answer. What is that principle? I'm giving you 2 seconds, which is very important. Okay. So the principle is for every debit, there is an equal and corresponding credit. So based on that double entry system we follow, right? Okay. Now let us get back to this. What is that we are trying to learn? We are trying to learn how we are using computerized accounting, how we are doing that, right? Okay. So first, journal entries. Clear. In manual accounting, after recording the transaction, you will see the transaction, what are the accounts involved, and you will try to write the journal entry. We are clear. But when it comes to computerized accounting, you will not be writing the journal entries that way. What you will do is you will create a company. Don't get confused with our company. I'm not talking about business organization company. Okay, remember that. It is a creation of a company in the software. Which software? Whichever accounting software which you are following. Tally, MyBooks, okay, like that, any software which you are following. In that, first thing what you will do is you will create a company. And I'm telling you very clearly, company means I'm not asking you to get confused with our business organization company. No, I'm talking from software point of view. Am I clear? Take a step back and think what we are saying. Okay. In manual accounting, you are writing into a journal entry for which you are following double entry system of bookkeeping, debit to credit. Okay, for every debit there is an equal and corresponding credit. So you are writing a journal entry. That is the first step which you are doing in your manual accounting. But in computerized accounting, that means where you are taking the help of a software, you will just create a company. Clear? Clear. Okay. Second step is ledger posting. You all know, right? After journal, what you will do in order to know the balances or in order to know various accounts. Accounts, you all know. What is it? Account is a summary of transactions. That means if I'm having purchases with a particular person, then you can summarize them and you can say these are the purchases. Okay, like that. So summarizing of transactions. Where you are doing? You are doing in your book. Where? Ledger. Ledger is the book which contains what? Accounts. Clear? Okay. So second step in your manual accounting is you will be posting into ledger. In computerized accounting, what you will do is you will create a ledger. I'm very clear, right? I'm very clear. So these are the things which you need to identify and understand. And the next stage in our manual accounting is you will be balancing it. What is that balancing? You will see what is the debit and what is the credit totals in your ledger accounts. Okay, and you will balance it. Say for example, cash is there. So much I have paid, so much I have received. The difference is this much. I have this much of cash, like say 10,000 of cash or 20,000 of cash. So you're balancing it, right? Here, what you will do is you will be entering the voucher details where in computerized accounting. So step back, think like this. In computerized accounting, I'll be creating a company, then I'll be creating a ledger, and whatever the entry, whatever the voucher information is there, that I will be entering where in computerized accounting. Okay. And coming to our manual accounting, after balancing the ledger accounts, you already know what we are going to do. We are going to prepare trial balance, right? What is a trial balance? It is a statement showing your debit balances total and credit balances total. Like you are summarizing everything in a statement form. You are showing all your debit balances and all your credit balances. And finally, you are checking the arithmetical accuracy. It's a statement. Why you're preparing that statement? So that you want to ensure yourself that whatever the accounts you have prepared are correct and you can happily prepare your final accounts. That is what your plan is in manual accounting. Okay, am I clear? So after ledger, you are preparing trial balance as far as manual accounting is concerned. But in computerized accounting, what's happening is you don't have to prepare trial balance and all. At voucher entry, if you are giving all the details of your purchases, sales, with whom you have paid money, so all those voucher details will be there, right? The details, okay, bill details. For you, I'm simplifying it as a layman. Okay, so all those details you will be inputting. That's it. So in our computerized accounting, in our accounting software, you have input the voucher. Voucher entry means that. Okay, and on a click, you will get the reports. What reports? Like what is the balance of your ledger and all those things. You don't have to prepare anything as far as computerized accounting is concerned after this step. After this step in the sense, after voucher entry. That means you don't have to prepare trial balance. You don't have to prepare final accounts. Then how we are getting all this? Reports are automatically generated. That means you don't have to prepare trading account. You don't have to prepare profit and loss account or balance sheet. But your system, your computer is preparing for you. That means on a click of a button, you will get all these generated. But if you're thinking manually, what would be the situation? You have to prepare your trading account, you have to prepare your profit and loss account, and you have to prepare your balance sheet. After preparing balance sheet, you have to see that your balance sheet is tallying, right? Your balance sheet is, your statement is, your assets and liabilities are matching, right? Total. Otherwise, whatever the accounts you have prepared is wrong. But in computerized software, that means your computerized accounting, you don't have to do any of these things. Simply enter the details from the vouchers. That's it. Your computer will do the report generation, or if you want final accounts, it will automatically generate for you. You have to give command to your computer. That's it. You have to click the button and you'll get all the reports. Am I clear? Clear, right? Okay. So all these things are possible in computerized accounting. And your computerized accounting or manual accounting, whatever the accounting you take, it is all dependent on your GAAP or accounting principles. That you have to remember. Okay. So whatever the world has agreed regarding the accounting process, those principles we have to follow in the software or manually. Okay, but when it comes to the computerized accounting software, since you have already developed that software with all those principles, you don't have to think twice. Why? Because it will automatically generate you all the reports based on the principles. You have developed the software like that, or you have bought the software for your company like that, for your organization like that. Okay, am I clear? These are the differences between in your manual accounting and computerized accounting. So you're all now you're all aware about computerized accounting, right? Now you are able to understand, right? Okay. Like the more and more we talk about this, the more and more you'll be able to appreciate. And in future, this is going to be like if you take a BCom or if you pursue your career in commerce, okay, or if you go into a company as an accountant or anywhere, you will come across some accounting software or the other. The only thing which you need to understand is you need to understand that these are the steps which you have to follow. What is that? That you have to create a company. Again, company means not our business organization company. Okay, in the software I'm talking. So you have to create a company, you have to create a ledger, and that's it. You will start entering the details of your transactions. And finally, whatever the reports that are there, that will be automatically generated by the computer. It's not like your manual account. This is what you need to understand when you take up career in your future. But it also depends on the software. Okay, which software your organization adapts or buys. Okay, so that we'll be talking in the next session. But before that, let's see other features of our computerized accounting. And this in this topic, it's very good, very relevant for future. Okay, and also you can, as a student, you'll get 5 to 7 marks in this topic. So you need to understand these things. Okay, very clear? Yeah. So by now you must have understood that computerized accounting environment, where we are talking about all the principles, hardware, everything comes part of our computerized accounting environment. Okay. So when we look at the features of this computerized accounting environment, that means now you have stepped into the world of accounting using computers. Then how life would be? What are the features of it? Okay. Accuracy and speed, your accounts will be, it can be very accurate. Okay. The chance of doing errors is very less. Okay. Because everything is done by the software. So, and the time required to do your accounts is very quick. The turnover is very quick. You don't have to worry about time and all. And so it will be accurate. You don't have to worry whether you are doing it correctly or like, I'm not talking about counting. I'm not talking about the things which you are doing mistake intentionally in recording the transactions. I'm talking about the process. Okay. So you don't have to worry about how much total it is and all. Your computer will do that for you. And as far as user experience is concerned, okay, you can import in various ways where you don't feel bored only using the software. What software? Accounting software. Okay. So you will enjoy it. But when it comes to our manual accounting, it is the usual way. You have to remember the principles, you have to keep on writing and all. and you don't have a format to write also, like a different format. So you may get bored, but in computers, you may have different options, different ways of inputting the data. Okay, am I clear? Nice. Next, instant reporting, like your instant coffee, right? Do you know what is an instant coffee? Yeah, you can just like that mix it with milk, add some sugar, or even sometimes no sugar. Somebody will be giving that also. So you can just have it, boil it, or drink it. So it's very instant. Immediately you can do it, right? Same is the case with our reporting. Reporting in the sense to prepare your financial statements. If your manager is saying, come on, Ramaro, let me know what is the profit or loss of our organization today for this year. I don't have to worry. If it is manual accounting, what I have to do, I have to take my journal, days I have to spend with all the books, ledger and all the books, and finally I have to come to a conclusion. Here, if I'm having a software, accounting software, just like that, I can find out what is the profit or loss. Okay, or anything, whatever the information that your manager is asking, or your higher authorities are asking, or your stakeholders are asking. Next is when you are into computerized accounting world, your decision making will be very quick. Say for example, you find that you're running loss, you're continuously running into losses because of a particular product. Then as a manager, in between you can take a decision, like in between in a sense, like we know accounting year, April 1st to March 31st. So let's say in December, you are trying to see what is the progress of a particular product in the market. So let us say you're selling a particular type of mobile, okay, and you are trying to see what is the profit which you are making, and you are checking it, and your report says nobody is buying your mobile and you are running into losses for that particular product. Then immediately you can take a decision to stop producing that product or to stop marketing that particular mobile. That means you can take a quick decision because you already saw the trend. But if you're following, when you're into manual accounting, like you have to check everything, you have to know so much time it takes. Okay, so quick decision making is not possible. And as far as reliability is concerned regarding the accounts, you can trust your machine, right? You can trust your computer. Next, computerized accounting environment. Another important aspect which you have to remember, feature which you have to remember is the scalability feature. Okay, scalability, I'll tell you in simple terms, then we'll go into our computerized accounting. What is that? I'm using a normal phone. Before the Android phone, we used to have that normal phone, right? Okay, so after that, your Android mobile smartphone has come into Android phone has come into picture, right? Now, what is the relation between these two models? There is no relation. Why? Because you cannot switch over into Android mode. You have to input all your data because the whole thing has changed. Hardware, software, everything has changed. Okay, that means you cannot update yourself to the Android phone unless and until you're totally switching over to that phone, right? Clear? Am I clear? Okay. But let us imagine I'm already having a smartphone, Android phone, smartphone, okay, where I can see all these 1 GB. Let's say Samsung I'm having, okay, Samsung phone. A20 I'm having. A20 is the model, Samsung model, okay. So some 2 GB RAM and all those things. So I have everything in that Samsung phone. Now, a new model has come, which is with more advanced features. Then I don't have to worry. Why? Because simply I have to buy the new model and I have to keep my SIM, which is there in the old model, into the new model. That means I can easily upgrade myself to that new model. Let us say M31 has come. Already it is there in the market. M31 is there. So I'm switching over to M31 model. So I can just change my SIM, keep it in that M31 model, and it will ask me, do you want all the data which is there in your earlier mobile to be shifted to this? Yes. If I say yes, all the data that is there in my old A20 model, it will come into M31 model. That means it has got scalability. A feature where whatever the software which you are using, it won't be restricted to that particular period or time. You can adapt to the future periods also. Okay, so computerized accounting environment, you have got that scalability also. You can upgrade your software. Okay, security, you already know. Like if it is books, somebody can steal your books, okay, or do something like that. So there is no security. But as far as software is concerned, you have got security. And I know, like you will be saying, sir, even in software, like you don't have security and all. Yeah, we know that. But when compared to the manual accounting, it is much safer. That means your information is much safe and it is secure. Okay. And you can integrate everything, everything in the sense you can put everything into one line. Like you don't have to search for things where this purchases is there, where sales is there and all. You can simplify and integrate every information related to your accounting in your computerized accounting. And you can act with supremacy, domination, like have the clear information, everything. Okay. So your computerized accounting environment is always like with dominating features than your manual accounting. And visibility, when it comes to the visibility, you can see everything wherever you want to. Like you can see what's happening in your journal, you can see what's happening in your ledger, anything. It's open, it's clear. You can see in the sense your business organization. Okay, am I clear about that? Okay, so that is how the features of computerized accounting environment would be. And when you step into this, you need to understand, okay, all these aspects, and you have to pursue your career in this. Am I clear? So everyone, okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Simple terms, when I step into computerized accounting environment, if I'm using accounting software, I can have my accounts with accuracy. I can do it very quickly. I can report very instantaneously. I can take decisions very quickly. I can integrate myself and my accounts are secured. Okay. I know what's happening in my organization. Like that, you can just simplify it also. Okay. Okay, most of the things will get repeated here as far as advantages of computerized accounting is concerned. Okay, features we have already seen, same things. If what are the advantages we'll be looking into. Accuracy we already talked about. So whatever the accounts you are preparing, they will be very accurate, okay, up to the mark, and it can be error free unless and until you are intentionally creating some error. There is no error that you can find. Okay, or your software is with some bugs in the sense there is some problem with your accounting software. Otherwise your accuracy will be 100% sure. Main things is your software should be perfect and the person who is inputting the information should be perfect. Okay, perfect in the sense he has to give right input into the computer. Next, automation. You don't have to struggle, everything is done by the computer. And whenever you want to have the information, you can simply access the data. You can find out what's happening in your computers, in your accounting system. That means in your organization, you can access anytime, anything you want, you can do it. Okay. So these are the advantages. And efficiency. Okay. Efficiency is the most important factor which you have to understand. That means for your input, like the output which you get is like huge, high ratio it will come. Okay, if it is manual accounting, you're always doubtful whether everything is correct or not, and whether this person is able to do it with that perfection or not, like that you will think. But when it is software which is doing it for you, computerized accounting, okay, you will not have that problem. And employee motivation, as far as employee motivation is concerned, I tell you, any change in this world is always resisted. For example, in 90s, when the software has come, like banks, right? Now banks are online. But in 90s, when the computer system was introduced, most of the employees, like many people, those people who are not acquainted with this, they resisted. Okay. So your same is the case with any business organization. They resist change, and most importantly, when it comes to the computer, the resistance will be more. One thing is they feel awkward or uncomfortable using the software. Second thing is the fear of losing the job. So there will be negative impact only. But some people will be motivated, like, okay, come on, let's do this. So some people will be really motivated to use the software. So employee motivation is also possible. It's not the negative side only, it's positive side also. Legibility in the sense, right, your handwriting should be legible. That's what we learned from childhood, right? That means it should be clear, clean, everything, right? So when you're adapting your computerized accounting software, obviously your accounts, everything will be legible. There will not be overmarking. There will not be corrections, everything. Once you input with the required password, once it is locked, that's it. Everything is fair and clear. Okay, you can't change things. There will be timestamp. At what time, what second you have inputted that data. That also will be there. Okay, next, when it comes to MIS reports in the sense, whatever the reports that your management requires, okay, to take a decision, all that reports will come under the scope of MIS. Okay, management information report. That means your financial statements, like profit and loss account, balance sheet, your cash flow statements, fund flow statements, your balance sheet ratio analysis, all those things reports, they can easily be generated and your management can take a quick decision and the reports will be of quality. Okay. Okay, continuing with the advantages. I already talked about these things in our features. So I'm just going through them. Okay, we have got reliability. I know, like, we are depending on a machine. So unless and until we are inputting something wrong into the machine, things won't come in that way. Next, we have got scalability. You can upgrade yourself. You can adapt yourself to the new changes. Okay, and your information, your accounting information can be single stand or a multiple user information. That means I can access it if I have the password. Okay, I can access it from anywhere, from only one system or from many systems. Okay, I can sit on any other system, or any other person can sit on any other system, and they can simply access the information related to our organization, accounting information related to your organization. That means multiple users can use it, or simply one person can do it. The only thing they have to have is the rights and the password. Okay, so if it is a manual accounting, it is only the top level authority or accountant who will have the access. He will have the keys. Unless and until he is delegating it to the other person, nobody knows what's happening there. But in computer, if you have the passwords, if you have the rights and everything, you can access it from the same computer or anywhere, like it is a multiple user thing. Next, speed I already talked about. Storage and retrieval. Retrieval means the speed with which you can get back the information. Okay, you have already stored data about your organization. You can retrieve it just like that. Okay, so it is very fast as far as computer accounting is concerned. And you will get the most important thing is up-to-date information you will have. This is another advantage. If you are following the software, if you are having accounting software, if somebody is asking what is the profit today, within minutes you can generate a report and you can give it. And you can say that this is my profit or loss till this period. Okay, we know that it is for a complete year and all those things. So we know that those accounting principles and all, but in between you can check also. And normally accounting software, they are user interface based, so you can easily understand. That is what we are trying to say in this. Another advantage is you can have everything clearly in front of you. You don't have to struggle to get the source of information, how it is presented and all those things. So it's very clear. Okay. When it comes to limitations in the sense disadvantages. So it is easily said that an organization should shift to computerized accounting system, but the thing is, huge costs are involved for the software to be installed and for the people to get trained, and also cost is involved. So based on your organization requirement, based on the cost, okay, you have to take a decision. So cost is normally cost of training and other things will be huge as far as computerized accounting is concerned. And if there is a disruption in the sense, if there is a hindrance or a technical issue or something technically goes wrong, okay, then the whole accounts get affected. Your whole system gets affected. This is another limitation which you have to think. And health issues, I don't have to say in specific as far as health issues are concerned. Okay, what are the health issues? Like these days, everyone is onto mobile, right? You know. So when you're busy on a mobile, what you will do? If somebody is calling you, you'll get irritated. Why? Because you are using that electronic gadget that frequently or that intensity or for that long period of time, and you'll have back pains and all those things. So these are the health issues that come. Okay, and another limitation is like your manpower will be reduced. You don't require 10 people, you just require one person to do 10 things. So unemployment, okay, and security issues. You can just carry away the information with a pen drive, flash drive, right? Okay, so you have that issue also. You can, your organization's secrets can be revealed, financial secrets. So that's also a problem. And we know that staff resistance will be there. Staff will be resisting the change or computer changes that have been bought. Okay, and sometimes the whole system may fail. Okay, and you can't predict certain errors. Certain errors, they come just like that because of software things or any other things in implementation. So these are the limitations that we have as far as computerized accounting is concerned. We will end this session here. Okay, first session, and I hope you all understood this. So what you have to have in your mind or what you have learned so far should be your terminology related to various things like data, software, hardware, and other things. And you should have understood what is our computerized accounting system and what's its importance. Okay, and what are the features related to computerized accounting system, the advantages related to that, okay, and limitations. These are the things which you have talked about, and the other the objectives which we need to achieve. Okay, like differences between manual and computerized accounting system and the types of accounting software. These things we'll be learning in the next session. I thank you all. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. I thank you all. I thank Principal Ma'am. I thank Subject Coordinator Riyazuddin Sir, and webinar's host Shailaja Madam, and all others who have supported me. I thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have extensively covered the entire accounting package, like what are the softwares that are there. It was really an interactive session. Thank you for the efforts you have put in to make the presentation beautiful, understanding, and comprehensive. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.